Hey Michelle, I've got you queued up right here. Okay, and let's get started. Okay, you've got this presentation here, and my first question is, as you know me by now, Michelle, and I'm a minimalist, so I'm going to highly recommend away from this, and there's a couple of reasons, and this is branding you, whether you realize it or not. This is branding you from the immediate opening of the page. This type of really super highly contrasty, this graphic is branding you as, believe it or not, as somewhat of an aggressive designer. And the problem with that is in portfolio is if you are going to be showing your work to somebody who's looking for a designer that is got the ability to show, this amazing finesse and restraint in design, I'm a little concerned that even though those are some of your qualities as a designer, I'm concerned that based on this branding of yourself, you're kind of going to put yourself at risk for being overlooked for something like that. Now the thing that you've gone to the sub pages, and the sub pages are kind of void of any real branding at all. The sub pages are really basically just bare bones information. You got this bevel on your page. That's just going to create a file size, increased file size. You don't really need that. It's not imperative. So anything like that, I would suggest against in your portfolio. Now, the one thing I wanted to address are these questions here. And you're talking about placing your MP4 and some of your multimedia work in the InDesign document and then exporting that to PDF. My suggestion is set up your pages, and this is the wonderful thing about setting up your pages is that you can set up your pages and then just export, place your MP4 or place your digital media right within the PDF. Do you see what I'm saying? Instead of going through the which can be done. The way you're talking about definitely can be done. It's just going to take a little bit more research on your part. Is exporting that from InDesign to a PDF works like a charm. Think about this. One thing I want you to think about is interactive PDF as your destination as opposed to anything else. So think about that. Anyways. And like I said, that's just going to take a little bit of research. Okay, now let's get to the work. Okay. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to use this example again because I love it so much, and I think it's really is indicative of good, solid page design for portfolio. And that's this Nubbly Twiglet. I use this. This is in your Welcome to Week 5 announcement. And these are the actual pages of the portfolio. So, you can see a minimal approach. You can see a couple of really wonderful things is that this whole top of the page is left open to present the work in a consistent way, in a consistent shape, and in a consistent size. So no looking around, having to look around somewhere for work or, no jumping around. Text, page number, everything, headline, subtext is all located in the identical position in every page. And again, that helps set a cadence and gives the viewer the luxury of knowing where the information that the pertinent information per each page is located. Okay, so think about that. Back to your page. I think this red is really super demanding. It's really a super demanding color. It's almost painful. It's just so, wow, just bam, just nails you right there. So I would mute that down a little bit. My suggestion to continue your presentation is this. Create your designer's logo, okay? And Michelle, listen, if you have to do this, create something just to get this portfolio finished. At least we'll get it finished, submitted with an outstanding grade. Then you have the foundation to take what you've learned and move forward with it. Okay, so in other words, what I like to see is a very simplified logo, preferably a monogram. Nothing major here, Michelle, just something to identify, create a brand. We need color and type, just a simple designer's logo. Could be as simple as MG Design or Michelle Gleason Design, whatever. Just create yourself a little, and look through some of the other posts. You'll see what I'm talking about. There are plenty of examples there. And then that will be your anchor for your branding. And then when you go to subsequent pages, what you can do is place your logo in one consistent spot on every page. This is establishing a consistency. This is establishing a nice timing, really nice reinforcement of your brand to the viewer as they go through page by page. So that's my first recommendation, is get yourself a solid logo and place it in a consistent spot on every page. Next, consider your typography. Again, consider a consistent spot on each page for which to present your typography. In that typography, all you're doing is giving a brief description of the work on the page. You can describe the client, the concept, the software used. Just keep it really, really simple. But, do describe what's going on, okay? So you would have, and again, going back to the example, the only thing this designer didn't use on each page that I would have recommended to be used on each page, sorry, you can probably hear my dog squeaking his toy, that I would have recommended is the logo in a consistent spot on each page, okay? So back to your work. I've got no problem with your work. Your work looks good, though some of your pages are looking like this page right here. It's just like, why are we showing a black page with one image on it? See what I'm saying? These look good. These look good, but don't take it too far. And these look like incomplete pages. So let's just stop there, okay? Okay, and then you have your kinetic typography animation, and that is, yeah, that's not working. So again, you'll have to embed that right in your PDF. These look good. If this is a good product shot that you have nothing in the background, so good job there. These are all really good shots that you can use. Now this piece here, I just want to give you one little further thing to think about before we move into final, Michelle, and that is this. And I'm just going to show you some examples of work. I'm not showing you anything that isn't on public display in the classroom, and I'm not trying to compare your work to anybody's. Merely want to show you some alternative ways of presentation. This student has got some nice presentation here, actually mocking up the website within the actual computer screen. Some nice macro and some really close-up shots, as well as some just regular about arm length. Really good stuff. This mock-up is great. I'd like to see this mock-up. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because, where are you? Here you are. I think this could use really a boost in presentation. And this is an idea of how to do that right there. And here's another one here. This is another classmate's work, but let me show you that magazine South mocked up, and yours would look wonderful like that. You could mock up a couple of pages like that. But anyways, and then also here's some other ways, alternative ways of presenting the work, and I'm finding these very, very, very interesting as well. And again, you can see these right within the discussion board. So, okay, Michelle, that's what I have, and you're doing great, and I understand and realize the demands of the class. Thanks for hanging in there. We're almost done, so just another presentation, and we can take it. Okay? Thank you very much. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me. Thanks, Michelle.